Hi, everyone. Henry DeVries, Agency Rainmaker TV, and this is the TV show for people in the marketing world on learning how to make it rain with right fit prospects. Today I've got Parchelle Osumaré. That's easy for me to say, Parchelle. Okay, not that you have to teach people to say that all the time. Um, I know with my name I have to teach receptionists at restaurants how to say my name.
Yeah.
But here we are. But why don't you tell us who you are, what your company does, and how you serve people?
Yeah, thanks, Henry. My name is Parchelle Osumaré. I am executive producer and chief learning officer at Osumaré Learning. I am in the position to help experts and contribution forward entrepreneurs build leverage through their brilliance and their excellence, and especially in a way that allows them to be more free and more in their design. And we specifically do that through cohorts, courses, strategy, and activations on their behalf to help them
Okay.
do more and get their expertise out in the world.
So is it online courses you help them with, or is it more traditional? What exactly is it?
Yeah, so we are both a learning center and a learning center that produces learning. So we have an interesting world going on over here, but essentially, yes, we help to essentially produce learning assets. And of course, there are types of learning assets that we host and facilitate, but then also help other experts create in their business as a means of leverage.
Well, I'm curious, how do you find clients for your business? What do you do to make it rain?
Yeah, to make it rain, I usually work a method I call Spark on LinkedIn. It's one of my favorite places to meet new folks, and I've been very intentional and directional in that way of building relationships with people on a regular basis. So that's a pretty strong discipline in our world. And then the other aspect of how we make it rain is simply by offering our expertise and what we do, in the form of presentations, workshops and other activations that we do within other communities. So those two efforts typically keep our pipeline and our, folks around us pretty full.
Oh, that's great. So, it's if I was going to summarize it, it's a networking strategy through LinkedIn, and you're being generous and giving information away and being helpful. Am I tracking?
Matt, that's right on, Henry.
So Spark probably stands for something.
Yeah, it does. We literally just taught and brought a group through that today, actually, for one of our Spark Connection events. But essentially, Spark stands for S. S is for scan. So again, we're talking about using LinkedIn specifically for building these connections. And so S basically means to scan the profile of someone that you're interested in getting to know and building a genuine connection with. P stands for to pinpoint. You want to pinpoint something that's of mutual value to each other. You want to get their attention somehow. And so we talk about some very specific ways to do that to end up on their radar. R is to request connection and do that in a very specific way as well. And K ends up with kickstarting a conversation. So that's the process that I've been using and been sharing a lot of with our audience in terms of how they can go from stranger to scheduled for new people that they want to connect with on LinkedIn.
It sounds a lot different than an AI robot combing it and offering everybody. My favorite, Barshell, was the first outreach was they offered to be my life coach. And
What?
I said, yeah, I said, first you got to buy me dinner and we got to talk a little before you become my life coach.
That's a big jump.
Sure. I married one of those 45 years ago. And
Uh, I married a coach too, so there you have it.
yeah, so there you go. Well, yeah, we'll call her a coach.
Right.
Okay. Um, yeah, that's fun. Great. Uh, when I was at the university, I did a research study on lead generation, what works for lead generation, and we looked at 100 different things. And um, yours would finish in the top seven, probably finish number five of things to do. And you've just taken the LinkedIn world and applied it, but applied those proper things where it is about forming relationships. I don't know, maybe relationships is number one if I redid it, but I believe relationships are the key.
Yeah, 100%.
Any other relationship building tips that you can offer?
Yeah, I'm also someone who's an avid event goer. So I find myself in the rooms and in the places where I'm likely to meet people that I would like to collaborate or finding my people. And one of those is I find myself making sure that when I'm in the room with a bunch of new people that I don't know, that I ask a very important question to at least one person that I build a connection with. So my intention is to find one person I can build a genuine connection with, and from there ask them who else they think I should know in the room. And I find that that often helps as well with just, again, building that relationship and, especially in those event spaces in a quicker manner. But I do appreciate that. And I'm always really interested in, in one-on-one connections, really getting to know people, right? And
Yeah.
having interesting questions that I'm asking them.
Well, we're kindred spirits on that.
Yeah.
I learned so I'll ask people a series of questions, and then I ask them the question, um, who else are you looking to meet? Or what kind of
Yeah.
person are you looking to meet? And oh my gosh, none of us like to network and talk to strangers, so they really like that question because you know, sure, and they'll tell you.
Absolutely.
And then the A plus thing to do is, when you, oh, nice meeting you, move off. And then when you bump into one of those people in the room, I'll say, there's somebody you have to meet. Come with me. And I'll
Yeah.
take them over and I'll give each of them their little introduction they gave me and say, so I thought you two should meet. So I'll let you do it. Oh, you're a hero doing that.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, for sure. That is one of the
so,
the,
and I
the
think
best
yours
ways.
is, yeah, it's not just like looking over their shoulders, seeing if there's somebody more important that you need to go see, and
That part.
I'm
Yes.
interviewing you, but we could both tell horror stories about bad networking,
Oh my
people who've done
gosh.
it poorly. So just networking is not the fifth thing to do. It's like do it well, like you're doing it, and do it consciously and do it generously, and and I sense in you an abundance mentality. Am I off or am I right on?
No, you're right on. In fact, I remember from the days that I was in B&I, one of their big phrases is "givers gain." So it's always been
Yeah.
very key in mine. Is just make sure you have a gift in hand, right? Don't show up to the house empty-handed.
My mom was a waitress from New York, and one of her sayings that reminds me of that is, uh, "Everybody likes to be invited to the cocktail party," and, and that just meant, people like to be offered things and given things,
Yeah.
and she also used to say, "Hey, give if you want to get, give first," um, all those things. So. A lot of wisdom there. A lot of wisdom from you, a lot of wisdom from our moms. Let's never forget that. Well, Parchelle, is there anything you want to add before we say goodbye?
I would love to add that I encourage everyone who's an expert to continue strengthening your expertise and strengthening your thought leadership. I love being connected and advise that everyone has a good team around you, right? Henry's a good team member. I'm a good team member. It's really important that we continue to share our expertise in the world, and especially if you're contribution focused, if your intention is to be contribution forward in your expertise, you're in a really good place. I think there's so much happening in our world today that is showing forth that our expertise of varied experiences is needed in a world where a lot of things are being newly developed and being restructured.
I don't know if that's a code word for chaotic, but
It is.
that's what I would go with. It's a chaotic world out there, and we need each other.
Yeah,
Thank you
exactly.
so much for being a guest today,
Yeah.
and just say goodbye to the viewers. Thanks for visiting with us today, and until next time, make it rain. Okay.